You can start.
Okay. Thank you. ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणम् सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं चैव ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। अथ श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता अथ दशमोऽध्यायः विभूतियोगः। श्रीभगवानुवाच अहमात्मा गुडाकेश सर्वभूताशयस्थितः अहमादिश्च मध्यं च भूतानामन्त एव च आदित्यानामहं विष्णुः ज्योतिषां रविरंशुमान् मरीचिर्मरुतामस्मि नक्षत्राणामहं शशी वेदानां सामवेदोऽस्मि देवानामस्मि वासवः इन्द्रियाणां मनश्चास्मि भूतानामस्मि चेतना रुद्राणां शङ्करश्चास्मि वित्तेषो यक्षरक्षसां वसूनां पावकश्चास्मि मेरुशिखरिणामहम् पुरोदशां च मुख्यं मां विद्धि पार्थ बृहस्पतिं सेनानीनामहं स्कन्दः सरसामस्मि सागरः महर्षीणां भृगुरहं गिरामस्म्येकमक्षरम् यज्ञानां जपयज्ञोऽस्मि स्थावराणां हिमालयः अश्वत्थः सर्ववृक्षाणां देवर्षीणां च नारदः गन्धर्वाणां चित्ररथः सिद्धानां कपिलो मुनिः उच्चैःश्रवसमस्वानां विद्धि माममृतोद्भवम् ऐरावतं गजेन्द्राणां नराणां च नराधिपम् आयुधानामहं वज्रं धेनूनामस्मि कामधुक् प्रजनश्चास्मि कन्दर्पः सर्पाणामस्मि वासुकिः अनन्तश्चास्मि नागानां वरुणो यादसामहं पितॄणाम् अर्यमा चास्मि यमः संयमतामहम् प्रह्लादश्चास्मि दैत्यानां कालकलयतामहम् मृगाणां च मृगेन्द्रोऽहं वैनतेयश्च पक्षिणाम् पवनपवतामस्मि रामशस्त्रभृतामहम् झषाणां मकरश्चास्मि श्रोतसामस्मि जाह्नवी सर्गाणाम् आदिरन्तश्च मध्यं चैवाहमर्जुन अध्यात्मविद्याविद्यानां वादप्रवदतामहम् अक्षराणाम् अकारोऽस्मि द्वन्द्वः सामासिकस्य च अहमेव अक्षयः कालो धाताहं विश्वतो मुखः मृत्युः सर्वहरश्चाहम् उद्भवश्च भविष्यताम् कीर्तिश्रीर्वाक्च नारीणाम् स्मृतिर्मेधा धृतिक्षमा बृहत्साम तथा साम्नाम् गायत्री छन्दसामहम् मासानाम् मार्गशीर्षोऽहम् ऋतूनाम् कुसुमाकरः द्यूतम् चलयतामस्मि नीतिरस्मि जिगीषताम् मौनम् चैवास्मि गुह्यानाम् ज्ञानम् ज्ञानवतामहम् नो I mixed up the thing. Jyotam chalayatamasmi tejastejasvinamaham jayosmi vyavasayosmi sattvam sattvavatamaham Vrishninam vasudevosmi पाण्डवानां धनञ्जयः मुनीनामप्यहं व्यासः कवीनाम् उशना कविः दण्डो दमयतामस्मि नीतिरस्मि जिगीषताम् मौनं चैवास्मि गुह्यानाम् ज्ञानं ज्ञानवतामहम् यच्छापि सर्वभूतानां बीजं तदहमर्जुन न तदस्ति विना यत् मया भूतं चराचरम् नान्तोऽस्ति मम दिव्यानां विभूतीनां परन्तप एष तु देशतः प्रोक्तः विभूतेर्विस्तरो मया यद्यद्विभूतिमत्सत्त्वं श्रीमदूर्जितमेव वा तत्तदेवावगच्छ त्वं मम तेजोंश संभवम्. I think we'll stop here. We will get back to just one word I wanted to have regarding Adichanamaham Vishnu. Verse number 21, please. Adichanamaham Vishnu. Jyotisham Raviram Shuman Marichir Marutam Asmi Nakshatranamaham Shishi. Yeah, no. Okay, next. Correct. Adichanamaham Vishnuhu Jyotisham Raviram Suman Marichir Marutam Asmi Nakshatranamaham Shishi. I just wanted to make a point here, of which I am not very, very clear, but I will check up and tell you. Adichanamaham Vishnuhu. Vishnu happens to be the last of the Adityas, as we have covered earlier. Is it not? That Vishnu, I am not quite sure whether that is the avatar Purusha of Vishnu. That Vamana avatar, I am not sure, which I will check up and let you know. Because there are some Veda Vakyas which say, Shanno Mitra Shamvarunaha, Shanno Bhavatvaryama, Shanna Indro Bruhaspatihi, Shanno Vishnurukramaha. Shanno Vishnuhu Urukramaha. That one who has very huge strides. That huge strides gave me the doubt whether this is indeed a Vamana Avatara, which I am not sure. I will check up and let you know, okay? Now, can we go forward? to Ashwatha Sarva Vrikshanam. Yeah, Sarasam Asmi Sagaraha was over. Maharshinam Ruguraham Giram Asmekam Aksharam. Yeah, yeah. Maharshinam Ruguraham Giram Asmekam Aksharam. Yajnanam Yapa Yajnosmi Stavaranam Himalaya. Now, Ashwatha Sarva Vrikshanam Devarshinam Cha Naradaha Gandharvanam Chitraradaha Siddhanam Kapilo Munihi. This we have covered adequately. Only thing is, one thing to be known is this Kapila is certainly not the author of the Sankhya philosophy. There are 6 philosophies. One is Sankhya, another is Nyayam, Vaisheshikam, etc. There are 6 of these. Out of these, Kapila Maharshi, he is supposed to be a Maharshi. Kapila was considered the author of the Sankhya Shastra. And the Sankhya Shastra does not admit the importance of Bhagavan at all. Okay? That is not the Kapil Muni here mentioned. Gandharvanam Chitraradaha Siddhanam Kapilo Muni. It indicates only that Kapila Maharshi, who is the son of Kardama Prajapati and Devahuti, who has taught his mother Atma Vidya. That is called Kapila Gita also. Okay. Next verse. Now, incidentally, any doubts since yesterday? Okay. Uchchaikrava samasvanam viddhimamam rutodhavam airavatam gajendranam naranam cha naradipam. This Uchchaiskravas, there is a bit of a story on this Uchchaiskravas. Both Airavatam and Uchchaiskravas, they have been appropriated by the Indra, the god of gods, god of the Devatas. And this Uchchaikrava, though it came out of the Kshetrasagara Madhanam, like Airavatam and many other things, this Uchchaikrava has some story to tell us regarding Vainateya, that is Garuda. What happens is, this Kadruva and Venata, who are the co-wives, so to say, of Kashyapa Prajapati, one day they take a walk, and when they take a walk in the yonder spot, they happen to see this Uchchaikrava. Then Kadruva says, "Hey, do you see the Uchchaikrava?" Venata says, "Yes, I see." Now, what is the color of the tail of the Uchchaikrava? Venata says, "Of course it is white. Entire Uchchaikrava is a white horse." Then Kadruva says, "No, it is black." And that was the twilight hour. At that time, they decide that next day they will come and find out the truth about the color of the tail of the horse. Then this Kadruva approaches her sons. Her sons are what? Her sons are all snakes. Sarpa and Naga. These are Sarpas, like I said, are full of venom. Nagas may not have venom, but Nagas have different sets of heads. Okay? 1 head, 2 heads, 10 heads, and 1,000 heads, like the Adisesha. 1,000 Adisesha. So this Kadruva approaches her sons and asks them, orders them to go and color the tail of the horse black. Some of them refuse. And whoever has refused, she will curse them that you will be burnt in the Sarpayaga of Janamejaya. And the Sarpayaga of Janamejaya is yet to take place. Even Janamejaya at that time of the curse of Kadruva was not even born. Even Dwapar Yuga has not dawned. But Kadruva has the power to foresee the future and curse those snakes who have refused to obey her. Others, they as though afraid of the curse taking care of them, they will obey. And the next day, Vinata and Kadruva go there. They will have a bet. And Kadruva says, the bet is whoever loses will have to serve the other and the other's children for life. They agree. At that time, Vinata had only Aruna who had kind of cursed her, saying, you for having your hasty decision to break my egg, you will suffer and you will be doing dasyam. And he curses and goes away. Now Vinata and Kadruva, when the next day, during daylight hours, when they see the Ucheshrava, the tail is indeed black. And so Vinata has lost. And Vinata has become the lifelong Dasi servant of Kadruva and her progeny. And the troubles of Vinata start from then on. Then when Garuda takes birth, he comes to know this, and he will redeem her, Vinata, redeem her, and take care of all the effects of the bet. How it is, he will ask the snakes, hey, my mother has been serving you and your mother. What is it that you want me to do? With which my mother can be freed. Then they say, you get us Amritam from Devaloka, which he will get, and place it on Kusha grass and tell these sarpas, you can go make yourself Suchi Mataha, you go take a bath and come back and take this. At that time, Indra comes and takes away the Amrita Bhandam. But what happens is, in the process, the Kusha grass, where the Amrita Bhandam was, the pot of Amritam was kept by Garuda, it would have collected a few droplets of Amritam. And the Kusha grass becomes kind of pure, very pure, and very sharp it becomes. And the snakes come. They try to partake the Amritam Bhanda is not there. They try to lick the Kusha grass. That is how their tongues are split into two. From then on, the snakes have got split tongues. But Garuda has achieved his aim, and his mother is freed from this slavery, and that is how the Ucheshravas figures in the bet between two sisters. These two sisters are the daughters of Daksha Prajapati and wives of Kashyapa Prajapati. Okay, now we will go back to the next verse. Ucheshravasamaśvanam viddhimamamrutodbhavam airavatam gajendranam naranam cha naradipam. Now the last one. Airavatam gajendranam we have covered. Naranam cha naradipam is who? I am the king amongst all people. Amongst all people, all the janas, naranam cha, naradipam. Why naradipam was mentioned? That is the greatness of the kings, or they could enact laws and promulgate them and ensure that that was strictly adhered to, and that was the aim of Bhagavan. Naranam cha naradipam, and in naradipam, my glory is there. Naranam cha naradipam. Now ayudhanam aham vajram, dheno namasmi kamadhak, Prajanaschaspmi kandarpaha, sarpanam-asmi vasukihi. Sarpanam, amongst the venomous snakes, I am Vasuki. And this Vasuki was used as the rope using which the Ksherasagara Madhanam went on, isn't it? And we have covered that Vasuki's head was held by the Rakshasas out of great pride that they will not be at the tail of the Sarpa, they will handle only the head of the Sarpa, and for which they have paid penalty very, very heavily, because Vasuki went on belching a lot of breath, and that was highly poisonous. And the first one during the Ksherasagara Madhanam that has come about was halahalam, is the profound poisonous fumes, those poisonous fumes as though like rain, and that is all from the Vasuki's mouth. People will be frightened, including the Devas and Asuras, but Bhagavan Vishnu would have used his clever tactics, and he and Brahmadev approaches. Both of them approach Ishvara, praise him, and praise him to an extent, saying, you are the first among the gods, and the first result of Ksherasagara Madhanam must belong to you. And Ishvara says, so be it. And this halahalam is given to Ishvara. And when he was about to take that, Mother Parvati intervenes and as though blesses Ishvara. As though blesses Ishvara. Okay, takes, nothing happens to you. And Ishvara takes, he does not swallow. He holds it in the middle of his throat. From then on, Ishvara has become Nilakantha, the blue-eyed Lord. The blue-eyed Lord. Ishvara, that is how. Okay. The halahalam was kind of given in a very clever manner by Vishnu and Brahma. And Ishvara, he will swallow that. He will swallow means keep it in his throat. Okay?
Nanaji, did Vishnu and Brahma know it was poison and still gave it to Shiva?
They know.
Okay.
They also know the only one capable of holding the halahalam, okay, without harming himself is Ishvara. They know that.
Okay, thank you.
That is how. See, I'll tell you what. The Puranas, they have a knack of lifting sky high one of the great deities, Vishnu, Brahma, or Maheshwara. This is the occasion for the Purana to lift Ishvara sky high, and he is the one who is the benefactor of mankind, saved the day from the Devas and Rakshasas and all the men and women being poisoned by the halahalam. So he has saved the day. He became very great. That is how. That is the purpose of Puranas. Puranas will have our noble emotions lifted to greater heights of nobility. You will have now tremendous appreciation of Ishvara and appreciation of both Brahma and Vishnu also, because they have been instrumental to going to Ishvara and saving the day for mankind. Right? Ucheshravasamassvanam vidhimamam amrutodbhavam airavatam gajendranam naranam cha naradipam. Now, ayudhanam aham vajram. This vajrayudham, which again was taken by Indra. This is not Kshirasagara Madhanodbhavam, this vajram. What happened is, there is one Asura who was created by Tvashta. Tvashta is the Deva Shilpi. That Tvashta would have created one Vishwarupa, I think. And Indra cuts off his head. When he cuts off the head of that, Indra would have the papa of Brahmahatya. And to get rid of that, he had to do something. And in the meantime, Tvashta produces a Rakshasa. That Rakshasa's name is Vruttarasura. To kill that Vruttarasura, this Vajrayudham was required. And Vajrayudham is possible to obtain from Maharshi Dadichi. And Dadichi was doing tremendous penance. And Dadichi is known to be a Danava king, a very noble king. Not all Danavas are very bad. Some Danavas are very, very noble, and he is one of those. He will be in a very acute penance, and Indra was informed, you have to go approach Dadichi. When Indra and the set of deities go there, the Devatas, Dadichi would readily agree to give the life of him. The life of him, because the Vajrayudham is required to be made from out of the spinal cord of Dadichi Maharshi. And the spinal cord, how will you get? Unless Dadichi is dead. So Dadichi, by his yoga power, he kind of leaves the body. And Indra and the rest of the deities, they take the spinal cord, and from out of that, the Vajrayudham is made. And when Indra goes to fight this Vruttarasura, that fellow huge, very, very huge, and from earth to Akasha, he spans such a huge figure. He will simply swallow the Vajrayudham. Ayudhanaham vajram. This Vajrayudham is swallowed, and somehow Indra also was swallowed by the Vruttarasura. But both Indra and the Vajrayudham come out by some quirk of trickery by the Devas, and finally Indra kills the Vruttarasura. That kind of a Vajrayudham is aham. Ayudhanam aham vajram. This is supposed to be the most powerful weapon. Ayudhanam aham vajram. Dhenonam. Dhenonam means amongst the cows, amongst not really cattle. Cattle will include a lot of other things. Amongst the cows, I am Dhenonam asmi Kamadhuka. Kamadhuka means I am the Kamadhenu. Kamadhenu not only gives wonderful milk and drinking which you will ever be youthful, not only that, it has the capacity to give whatever you seek from her, from that Kamadhenu. This kind of thing happened between Vasishtha and Vishwamitra. In the days gone by, Vasishtha was in his ashram, Vishwamitra, usurping kingdom after kingdom, and coming to Vasishtha's ashram, he will be treated by Vasishtha tremendously, wonderfully well. He will be hosted by Vasishtha. Vishwamitra asks him, How could you do this in this ashram? You are in the forest and ashram, and how could you afford to do this? Then Vasishtha says, it is because of my Kamadhenu. Vishwamitra wants to take Kamadhenu away. Vasishtha says no. Vishwamitra uses force and Kamadhenu comes running to Vasishtha. Did you agree to give me to Vishwamitra? Vasishtha says no. Then Kamadhenu produces a lot of soldiers who will annihilate Vishwamitra's forces. That is that's a story. Okay, that is part of Mahabharata and some of the Puranas also. So the Kamadak, that kind of a thing happened between Kartavirya and Jamadagni. Jamadagni also had an equivalent of this Kamadhenu that was called Nandini, I think. That this Kartavirya Arjuna, he was the first Arjuna, Kartavirya Arjuna, and he had the blessings of one great deity. Who is the deity? Dattatreya. He has the blessings of Dattatreya, and he is 1,000-armed, Sahasrabahu, and he takes away the Nandini. Then Yamadagni's son, Parashurama, he fights Kartavirya Arjuna, kills him, and gets the Kamadhenu back. Subsequently, these Kartavirya Arjuna's sons, when Parashurama was not there in the ashram, they come, behead Yamadagni, take the Kamadhenu away. That was the starting point for Parashurama to vow that he will annihilate all the kings in the land. 21 times he goes around the globe and kills all the kings. Some kings will be hiding, dressed as ladies in the harems, in the palace in Antapura, and that is how they were saved. This is the story regarding that Kamadhenu. Ayudhanam aham vajram, dhenu namasmi kamadhak, prajanaschasmi kandarpaha. The cause for progeny between couples is Kandarpaha. Kandarpaha is the god of love. The god of love. And he is supposed to be the son of Bhagavan Vishnu and Mata Lakshmi. Kandarpaha. Okay? Prajanaschasmi Kandarpaha. Sarpanam asmi Vasukihi. And this Kandarpaha is, and his other name is what? Prajanaschasmi Kandarpa, other name is, what's his name? Okay, I'm somehow.
Kamadeva, right?
Huh?
Kamadeva.
Kamadeva, there is another. Ma, it starts with a Ma.
Manmatha,
Correct. Manmatha. This Manmatha tries to be very smart, even against Ishvara. And Ishvara opens his third eye and he was burnt into ashes. And subsequently Ishvara takes pity on Manmatha's wife, Rati Devi, who pleads with Ishvara that you have rendered me a widow. You must please help me. Then he says, in the next Janma, he will meet you. And in the next Janma, this Kandarpaha, this person, Kamadeva and Manmatha, he becomes Pradyumna, Krishna's and Rukmini's son. Pradyumna. That's how that person is the cause for progeny between couples. And that glory of Kandarpa is mine. That is what Ketaya is saying. Prajanaschasmi Kandarpaha. Sarpana must be Vasukihi. Amongst the vicious snakes, Sarpaha, I am Vasukihi. I am Vasukihi. Sarpana must be Vasukihi. People say,
Nanaji,
uh-huh.
Pradyumna was he the cause for the destruction of the other race as well?
What is that? Pradyumna?
Was he the one who is the cause for the destruction of the Yadava race?
No. He is not the cause for
Okay.
destruction. He is the cause for destruction of Shambarasura. Shambarasura, who, when Pradyumna was an infant, he comes to Dwaraka and takes him away. And he was about to be dumped. He was about to be killed. Then Narada intervenes. Hey, why are you killing that little infant? Why are you killing that little infant? Then he will simply drop that infant into the ocean. And in the ocean, one huge fish will swallow that infant. And one fisherman picks up that huge fish, and when he cuts it open, he will find this smiling infant. And the fisherman's wife befriends this Pradyumna, and that is how he will grow and things like that. Then Rati Devi will become in this incarnation Shambarasura's wife, Mayavati, I think, and she will also come to know this, that her husband of earlier years is Pradyumna, and she teaches him a lot of Maya Vidyas, based on which Shambarasura, who is considered a tremendous Mayavi, is killed by Pradyumna. So, Prajanascha Khandatpaha, Sarpanam Asmi Vasukihi. I was about to say, this Vasuki, some accounts are there saying Vasuki is worn by Bhagavan Shankara. Amongst so many snakes that abound in his body, okay, decorating his body, one is Vasuki. People say, I really don't know. But this is an information which I gathered reading so many texts like that. Ayudhanam aham vajram, dhenu nam asmi kamadhuk, prajanaschasmi kandarpaha, sarpanam asmi Vasukihi. And this Vasuki's sister happens to be the cause. This Vasuki's sister, her name is Jaratkaru. And there was a Rishi by name Jaratkaru. And that Rishi vows not to marry unless a lady bearing his name is available. And Vasuki comes to know that and offers his sister to this Jaratkaru in marriage. And Jaratkaru agrees on one condition. He tells this other Jaratkaru, that lady Jaratkaru, that whatever he does, she should not obstruct, okay, whatever he does. And for this Jaratkaru and Jaratkaru, the man and the wife, they are supposed to beget a child who will stop the Sarpayaga of Janamejaya. That is the Akashavani's omen. And this Jaratkaru, they will be happily living. One day, this Rishi Jaratkaru will be reclining on the thigh of this lady Jaratkaru and sleeping. When he is sleeping, and he is given to a lot of nishta and yogi karma and things like that, yajna, yaga. When it is about 6 o'clock in the evening, this lady Jarkaru gets frightened that he is missing his Sandhya Vandanam, and of which he is very fond of. Then she wakes him up. When she wakes him up, then this Rishi Jaratkaru says, "You have obstructed my wonderful sleep." Then she says, "It is because of this, my lord. This I did not want you to have any papa accruing to you because of your missing Sandhya Vandanam." How can I miss Sandhya Vandanam? This is the Rishi's counter. Then she says, "It's already 6 o'clock in the evening." Rishi says, "So be it. Without my permission, how can the sun set? Don't you know even that? So you have obstructed what I was doing. I was sleeping. You obstructed. I am going. I will go away." Then she pleads, "Please, who have been married together to beget a son who will stop Janamejaya's Sarpayagam." Then the Rishis promises her, "You are already pregnant with that Rishi in your womb. Don't you worry. Everything will be all right. He will go away." That is another story. Anantaschasminagaanam varuno yadasamaham pitronam aryamachasmi yamaha samyamatamaham. Anantaschasminagaanam. This Ananta is what? Seshashayi. It's not Seshashayi. Shesha. Sheshashayi is Bhagavan Vishnu. The one who reclines on Shesha is Seshashayi. He is Bhagavan Vishnu. Anantaschasmi Naganam. Amongst the Nagas, I am Anantaha, the 1,000-headed Sesha. Varuno Yadasamaham. Aham Varunaha Yadasam. Yadasam means amongst the deities of the flowing rivers and bodies of water which are never constant. Okay? That amongst the deities, I am Varuna. I am Varuna. Like Mother Ganges. Okay? You venerate her, Mother Ganges, and Mother Yamuna, Mother Kaveri, about like that Mother Sindhu, Brahmaputra. All these are deities. Amongst all these deities, I am Varunaha. This Varunaha is the same as that Varuna whom Bhrigu Maharshi approached. Adhihi Bhagavo Brahmeti Bhrugurvai Varunihi. Yesterday we have covered, isn't it? Bhrugurvai Varunihi Varunam Pitaramupasasara Adhihi Bhagavo Brahmeti Tagumho Vacha. That Varuna is this
Bhrigu's,
Varuna.
Bhrigu's father. Bhrigu's father.
Bhrigu's father. And this Varuna is also the father of Vasishta. Vasishta is Brahma Manasa Putra. But what happens is, this I said I will cover this at a later time. Vasishta promises Nimi. Nimi is the emperor of Videha. Okay? That he will conduct an yajna, etc. But in the meantime, Indra beckons Vasishta to the Swargaloka, and Vasishta goes away, and the appointed time is passing away for Nimi. So the Purohits of Nimi suggest that he should go through with the yajna without waiting for Vasishta. Otherwise, Papa Meva, you will accrue. Then he will honor the Purohit's word, and he will go through with the yajna. And Vasishta, after completing Indra's errand in Swargaloka, he will come back to Nimi. When he comes back to Nimi, Nimi has already performed the yajna. Vasishta gets annoyed with Nimi and curses him. Curses him saying, "You become without Deha, Videha. then Nimi is a very, very powerful emperor. Not only that, he was a great Rajarshi himself. He also equally gets annoyed and curses Vasishtha. You will also become Videha. and Vasishtha simply falls down dead. And then he will be resurrected by Brahmadeva, and he will be the blessing of Varuna and Mitra. This Varuna and Mitra, people say one is the rising sun and another is the sun at dawn, sun at dusk. One is the dawn sun, another is the dusk sun. Okay, at these twilight hours, that Varuna and Mitra. So Vasishtha is the Mitra Varuna's son. Same thing is the case with Maharshi Agastya. He is also considered the son of Mitra and Varuna. I do not know how Mitra and Varuna. These are non-feminine names. These are masculine names. How they have engendered Vasishtha and Agastya, I really do not know, but that is there. That is part
But
of
isn't
Mahabharata.
Vasishtha Brahma Manasa Putra?
True that Brahma Manasa Putra is cursed by Nemi, and Brahma Manasa Putra is gone.
Okay.
Subsequently, he becomes the son of Mitra and Varuna. From then on, the emperors and kings of the land, the Videha land, they have been the successors of Nimi. Nimi is a very, very great person. The Yajna Yaga he has done, and he will release some wheel, I believe, and that wheel, wherever it goes, that becomes a huge forest, and which will be abounding in great rishis. Lot of pious activities will go on, and that wheel will land in a place which is the present day Naimisharanyam, I believe. The name of that, Naimisha, Nimisha, from Nimi's grace, the wheel has gone there, and that Aranyam has become Naimisharanyam. And Naimisharanyam is very often quoted in both the epics. Anantaschasminaganam Varuno Yadasamaham, that Varuna. I am the king of all these deities, okay, of these rivers. Varuno Yadasamaham. This Yadasa is different from Yadava. Krishna is an Yadava. Okay, this Yadasa is the flowing rivers. Yadava is the clan from Yayati's first son, Yadu. That Yadu was the first son of Yayati and Devayani. And he will refuse to part with his youth to Yayati, and Yayati curses him and says, you and your clan will not be eligible for being kings. That is how. That is Yadava. This is Yadasa. Yadasanam aham Varunaha. And Bhagavan Krishna says, the glory of Varuna is I. Pitronam Aryama Chasme. Amongst the Pitr Devatas, amongst the males, Pitr Devatas, aham Aryama. This Aryama we have covered earlier in the Dvadasha Adityas. One of the names of Adityas is Aryama. This Aryama must be certainly different. Otherwise, he will not be with the Pitrus. Because he can't be at the same time the Pitr Devata as well as one of the Dvadasha Adityas. Pitronam Aryama Chasmi Yamaha samyamatamaham. The one who orders and ordains and ensures that everything goes properly. That Yama, that Yamadeva, I am. Yamadharmaraja, I am. And his glory is not his, it is because of me. It is because of me. Elsewhere in the 9th chapter, Bhagavan said, whoever worships other devatas, they will be worshipping me indirectly, and I will ensure that their Shraddha will not dwindle in respect of their worship of the devatas that they prefer to worship. Not only that, he said, it is because of me, the karma phala is given to those people who worship other devatas. Yo yo yam yam tanum bhaktaha shraddhayachitumichati tasya tasya achalam shraddham tameva vidadamyaham. And he says, antavattu phalam tesham. This is finite. Their phalam is finite. Whereas people who worship me, they will get the infinite phalam, which is moksham, which is shreyodayakam. That he has mentioned earlier. So that if you bear in mind all these glories of these various deities like Varuna, Indra, okay, all these belong to Kitaya only. And that is how it is. Aham Varunaha, Aham Aryama, and I am Yamaha. Samyamatam, amongst those who enforce discipline, Aham Yamaha. That means what? Bhagavan Krishna likes discipline being enforced and discipline being adhered to. That is very, very simple. You must have discipline. When you want to do some puja, yajna, after taking a vow, you must have discipline to continue doing that, no matter what obstacles you may face. That the person who will enforce that kind of a discipline is Yama. And Yama's greatness is not his, it is because of me, my glory. Aham Yamaha. And I am Ananta amongst the many-headed snakes. I am Varuna amongst the gods of water. Among the mains means Pitrs, Pitr Devatas. I am Aryama. I am Yama among the deities who enforce discipline. Yeah, can we go to the next verse? I think we'll have time for another verse. These Purana stories are swallowing a lot of our time, but it's okay, maybe. Now, Prahladaschasmadaicanam kalakalayatamaham mruganam cha mrugendroham vainateyascha pakshinam. Vainateya is what? Venata's son. Vainateyascha pakshinam. And amongst the birds which fly.
Garuda, no?
Garuda. Vainateya is Garuda, and Garuda is extremely powerful. It is Garuda who simply picks up in his class that the Mandara Parvatam and deposits that in the Kshetrasagaram to enable the Devas and Danavas do the churning of the Kshetrasagaram. That kind of a power he has got. It's not a joke. A huge mountain called Mandara that is picked up in his class as though it is nothing. And if you read the Mahabharata, like I said, about 35-40 pages of Vainateya Prasangam is there. Beautiful. And when he takes birth, he asks his mother, "Mother, I am feeling very, very hungry. Where can I get food?" And he is so huge. This tiny mother of his could not have quenched his hunger at all. Then she says, "Here you go, ask your father." And He approaches Kashyapa, and Kashyapa says, hey, there are two huge animals always at loggerheads. They're always fighting each other. You simply take those. One is a huge elephant and another is a huge tortoise. And this elephant and tortoise, they had a story of their own in their previous janma. They were two maharshis or so, and they were always fighting. And those have been cursed to be the elephant and the tortoise. This Garuda picks up the elephant in one claw and the tortoise in the other claw. Huge by dimensions. The elephant is not a small elephant. Some yojanas in length and some yojanas in breadth and some yojanas in height. That kind of an elephant. That kind of an elephant is picked up as though like a flower by Garuda. And the same thing he does with the tortoise. And these two, when he picks up, he did not know, poor man, where to stop. Where to stop? Then he sees a huge tree, and the tree has a very, very long branch. He alights there with with the elephant and the tortoise. And what happens is, I tell you, you people read Mahabharata, you will really enjoy these episodes. The branch breaks. Branch breaks, and as though it's about to fall down. And hanging from the branch are Maharshis, Angushtamatra Purushaha, and the size of the thumb. Their entire vapu, their entire frame is only like Angushta like only like the thumb. And all those will be in deep penance. Then Garuda gets frightened. What it has is, he has got in one claw elephant. In another claw he has got what? The tortoise. He picks up that broken branch, who's about to fall down into the abyss with his beak, and again approaches his father. All these things we will cover maybe tomorrow. We're already on to 9:30. These are wonderful stories, I tell you. And when he approaches his father, father tells him, hey, there's no other place for you except the great Himalayas. You go to the Gandhamadhana Parvatam, there on a huge mountain, you alight and it will be harmless. And I will request the Valakilyas rishis to please bless you that you have done your best. It was inadvertently that the branch they are hanging from and doing penance has broken. It is not intentional. They will bless you. You go like that. All these things we'll cover tomorrow. Okay? Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kasyed Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om everybody.
Hari Om.
Hari Om Nanaji, happy Janmashtami.
Hari Om Nanaji, happy Janmashtami.
Jai Gurudev.
So today was a day full of
stories from the Puranas. Let's just close our eyes and recollect what we have, how much we can retrieve of what we listened to, and let's share all these stories so that at least some of that we'll remember.
Hariom. Nanaji began with, I think, Uchchaishrava's story, right? Uchchaishrava, he was the two sisters, the two wives of Rishi Kashyapa, Kadru and Vinata. The two sisters, they had a bet about the color of the horse tail. And I'm really amazed at the powers of these women. Kadru, she's a day in advance, she's telling her sons on Sarpas to go and color the tail black. And those who did not obey her order, she had she had told them that they will burn to ashes in the Yajna by Janmeja. Kindly correct me if I'm mistaken.
Yeah, can you just give who this Uchchaishrava's was?
Uchchaishrava was the horse, I think, came out from the Kshir Sagara, right?
Kirasagara Madhya, yeah.
Yeah. That was the horse with, I think, unicorn, it may be in English, right? And these two sisters had the bet that its color is different. I mean, the Kadrupa said that it is black, and if the bet is lost, then she had to serve the whole life to her and her progenies. So she had a day in advance, the Sarpas had colored it black, and then she lost the bet, and she had to serve the whole life until her son Garuda, he makes her free by bringing the Amrita from Devlok. He had to, he brings, and then he brings the Amrita and he keeps it on the
Kushagra.
Kushagra. And then he tells the Sarpa to go and take bath before taking the Amrita. And meanwhile, Lord Indra comes and he takes away the Amrita Kumbha. And Kushagra was, it had consumed a bit of Amrita, and it had become very, very sharp. And when the snakes started licking them, their tongue became
split into two.
Splits into two. And but her mother, Garuda frees his mother, Vinata, from the curse.
From the slavery, yeah.
Mother, Kadru. So I was just really amazed at the power of their curse, and they were able to vision what is going to happen in the future, and then the Janmeja will conduct the Yajna, and then her own sons, they will turn into ashes. So the power I was on, and it was used in a different way, although they could have utilized to have better things in the creation. Yeah.
Kadru knew that the tail was white, but she had planned in the seeing that horse. She planned that because it was a twilight zone, like the time was when the sun was setting. So she deliberately, like she took over Ventia that for that bet, so that she can win over by planning and asking his son to color the tail black. She knew already that it was white, and it was that the one son of Ventaya. He had cursed Ventaya because she had broken that egg. She had broken that egg before the time, and the son born Arun was he came out with half body. He did not have had the leg portion, so he cursed his mother that because you have you have brought me to life before time, and I have not been completely made. So I curse you that you will serve your sister your whole life, and only when my brother will be born, that he will relieve you of that slavery. So it was like it had to happen this way. She
Yeah,
had a bad
that is also what to make that curse happen, everything was, I mean, it is such an amazing, the things are happening. It is just people become instrument to make
Yeah.
that happen.
So
Yeah.
it was one mistake of Vendaya, because her
That's
sister sons were hatching, like the snakes were hatching earlier, but because his two sons were taking much time, so she got impatient that she's getting why I'm not getting my child. So she broke one egg, and he became that Aruna, who is the Sarthi of the sun's chariot. So he doesn't need legs to operate. He just have to sit in the chariot. So it is how that before it is said that before that sunrise, the Aruna comes out when there's slight there's a slight light before the sunrise. That is the part when Aruna arises, and he proclaims that he proclaims to Lord this Surya that now you rise. It has become the time to come out. Like the Surya Dev, it arises. So before sun, the Aruna comes, and then the sun rises. So the little light when there is a slight prakash is there, after that the sun starts rising. So that is when that Aruna comes.
Yeah, it's called Aruna Kirana, and we get this
Yeah.
also in Atma Bodh. I don't
Yeah.
remember the exact verse, but then just like how the Aruna, before the sun rises, how there is that little bit of light. Similarly, I think there is a correlation, a simile towards this Atma Jnana, how this happens. Can't remember.
I think that only is responsible for the lotus to blossom fully, right? That's why in Shri Suktam it is there, no? Aruna Kamala Samstha. So beautiful the stories are, and they are symbolic for. I love the story of even the beginning when Nanaji said that Ishwara was told by Shri Brahma and Shri Vishnuji to consume the halahal which came out of the Kshirsagara Mathan. And Lord Ishwara is so compassionate that he wholeheartedly agreed also, and he had it. and Ma Parvati is the one who blesses him that it will not go, it will not sip inside. And then he is called Nilakantha. So for a Srishti, the creator has been so compassionate. He has always he has protected the mankind.
The character of Garuda is also very this thing. It has that devotion part, because the Garuda was always wanting that I become the Vahan of Lord Vishnu. So he was always in service of Lord Vishnu. So when he comes to know of his aunt Kadru, who says that you bring that Amrit, then only I will relieve your mother from slavery. So it was against Bhagwan and the Indra, God Indra also. They were protecting that Amrit so that no Asura takes Amrit. But for his mother, he was so devoted that he did not bother whatever would happen to him, or whether he becomes the vehicle for Lord or not. He will bring that to relieve her mother from that slavery against his all his wishes, and he was so devoted to his mother.
Anyone could recall that huge elephant story that my internet went in between. So I could not.
Garuda is very hungry and nothing will satisfy his hunger. So when he goes to, Vinata is not able to satiate his hunger. When he goes to Kashyapa, his father, he tells him to pick up these two huge animals. One is the elephant and the other is the tortoise. These have been rishis in their previous lives that have been cursed. So when he goes there, he picks up this huge elephant, which is several yojanas in long and in height and all that. But I don't know the link between that and the tree branch. What happens? Why does the branch of the tree where these Angushtamatra rishis are hanging?
They were like he was, as they were fighting, he picked up both of them, one in each claw, and he was finding a place. Then Kashyapa said that you go to Himalayas. Sorry. He said that you go and have these these animals. They are fighting for a long time. So you go and have to. When he was holding it, he wanted to sit on a tree so that he can have his food. But he did not know that these
Rishis were there.
Rishis were there. They were so small, so he could not see them. They were sitting on a tree branch and they were doing their penance, and he did not know that. But when he sat on a tree and it started breaking because of the load of his and the animals, so that the rishis, they started the branch was trembling or shaking, so their penance got interfered. So at that time, when he realized what he has done, he took that whole branch in his beak, and then because already his claws were already holding two animals, so he took that branch in his beak and he went to Kashyapa ashram. He said that, what should I do now? He said that you go to the Himalayas and you slowly you place it, and I will tell that those saints that you do not that it was not intentional action. It was by mistake, out of ignorance, and but I don't remember if they cursed him or not, but I think they did not curse him because Kashyapa intervened and he said that it was only to for satiety of his hunger that he was carrying these two animals, and by mistake he is hooked on that branch. So they did not curse him. But what blessing they gave him, I don't remember further. This is
Yeah, no, I think Nana said he will continue that part. That was towards the end, no?
yeah,
And-
yeah.
And also the birth of Pradyumna, how Pradyumna is born.
Yeah, that name of that
That
Rakshasa,
Rakshasa.
Pradyumna.
For Vajra, the Vritrasuru, and the Dadichi sage Dadichi's bones were used to make that Vajra. Bhagwan is Vajra also, right? In,
Shambharasura,
one of
no.
the
Shambharasura, is it? That Asura?
Vritrasu, if I'm not mistaken.
Vritrasura is for the Vajram, yes. But with
Huh.
respect to Pradyumna's, the thing about his birth
Yeah.
was the Shambharasura, is it? I can't.
I also don't remember that name. Kritras, Kritra, some. We fail to remember these.
Yeah,
Especially
it is.
Asura's name.
Yesterday's story also, Nanaji, I don't know how he remembers everything. I was trying to recall even yesterday's, but it is very, very difficult to recall unless we do the manana.
Actually,
And
when you read or when you see some, then you get more. Hearing, by hearing, the perception is not complete, I think.
hearing is fine, yeah, but I agree with you that, see, what really helped is also seeing something pictorially.
Yeah.
When most of these are actually there in the Amachitra Kathas. Most of the Mahabharata stories, like individually, like Pradyumna is a full Amrita Amachitra Katha. I don't know how many of you in childhood were reading these. We would get one Amachitra Katha every time Nana was traveling here and there from the airports. The airports had this Higginbotham's book stall. He would pick up. So we would look forward to him coming back from his travels, because every time he would get us one Amachitra Katha. And those were like pictorially, they depict the whole story. So that is one way of remembering. Second, of course, reading yourself and telling people when you read and you share these stories with others, then it will of course help in because sometimes you might forget like what is happening to us. Then we go back and listen and check and then come back, and so then it slowly becomes part of us. I think that's how, even how Naimisharanya got the name. This Emperor Nemi, he was now I'm lost how he comes in there. It's again a conflict or a fight between two people, and Nemi is becomes Videha, right? He and Kashyapa, both, someone curses them to be without a body. So this episode, this August 19th episode, is full of stories, interwoven stories, story within a story. And also how Varuna, there's another story about Varuna, Bhrigu, and
Kamadhenu also.
huh?
About Kamadhenu also.
Kamadhenu. Maharshirnam Riguraham Giramasmyekamaksharam Yajnanam Japayajnosmi Stavaranam Male Ashwattha Sarvavrikshanam Devarshinam Chanaradaha Gandharvanam Chitrarata Siddhanam. Even Kapila Muni, he started with Kapila. He is not the Muni that
Sankhya Yoga nahi hai.
enunciated the
Yeah.
yoga. This was a little doubt we had yesterday. So he is the one who is born to Kardama and Devahuti.
And what was it about the Chitrarath? Yesterday Nanaji had talked about, right? Gandharva Chitrarath also, he had some powers, right? His story also, Nanaji told yesterday. I was trying to recall but could not recall.
Chitrarat.
He told yesterday one story, Nanaji.
Yeah, I don't remember that. Uchchaishravasvanam Vidhip Mam Amrutodbhavam Airavatam Gajendranam Naranam Cha Naradikam. Even the Naras, this Janamejaya, Parashurama becomes he is angered and he wants to kill all the kings, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Kshatriya.
This is after the king comes and insults his father. Is that when that happens?
I think the calf of that Nandini was taken away by some king. I don't remember the name.
Janamejaya.
Yeah, so after that he pledges that I will not leave any Kshatriya on this earth, and he started killing, and he killed I think 21,000 or so many Kshatriyas, that I will get rid of all the Kshatriya from this earth. So he pledges, and then he started on this killing spruce.
And only a few of them who disguise themselves as women and they're there in the women's harem, those are the only few kings that escape his wrath.
Yeah.
Ayudhanam Vajram Dhenunam Asmi Kamaduk.
Yeah, the story of sage Vishwamitri and Vashishta, also very beautiful about the Kamadhenu. That Vishwamitra wanted the Kamadhenu from Vashishta.
See here again, how Vishwamitra, being a Kshatriya, his Rajas was acting up. All that in all what he's done, when you look at his stories, he always wanted to be on par with Vashishta. He wanted also to have the same. There was always that want which arises from Rajas. Whereas Vashishta was an embodiment of Sattva. He was content and happy. So, and it was this Vishwamitra's greed, that want, that was the cause for his so-called perils, destruction. So a lot of lessons also to be learned when we look at these people and their stories. And then Kamadhenu asks Vashishta, when Vishwamitra is taking her away, she asks, are you giving me away? I don't want to go. That is when she brings a whole army of soldiers that
To
they
fight with Vishwamitra.
Fight with Vishwamitra.
Because he was with his enemies, and these enemies were served by the help of Kamadhenu. So when he realized that how much potency this Kamadhenu has, that she can provide all food and all things to my army, then he had the desire that I should have her now.
And about that, yesterday, for the I think someone wanted for her friend that cow's milk, no, for the
Yeah,
longevity and beauty.
that was Vasu's, the last Vasu's wife. The last Vasu, what was the name?
Vasu.
Who became the Bhishma Pitama. The initial name of Vasu
Yeah.
was
Something
uh,
with per, no? It was
Gangaputra,
Prabhasa, I think.
which one?
Prabhasa,
Prabhasa.
Prabhasa, right?
Prabhasa.
Prabhasa. So she wanted for the friend of her so that she remain youthful forever. And for that, he took away. And that was why they were cursed. And then the mother Ganges was like,
Ganges, yeah.
yeah, she got married to
Shantanu.
Shantanu, and then she immersed every child in water. And when the last child was to be immersed, Shantanu stopped, and then she went away. And that carrying the child, that when he will be grown up, I'll give it back to you once he grows up, but I will not remain here as for the pledge she had taken from him.
And it is Yama Samyama Tamaham. So he's the discipline among, Yama is the one who enforces discipline. So I think we'll stop here today. I will post this video because all of you can access it on the YouTube, but I'll post this. Maybe if time permits, we can go through this. There are so many stories otherwise also. There is one story about the Yadavas, how they're cursed not to become kings. And Kandarpa, the Lord of Love, how he gets cursed. I think that is the Pradyumna story comes in there. Rati and Kandarpa, he is born as Pradyumna. And so let's go through that if possible, and then we'll continue tomorrow. Yeah. Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev.
Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Gurudev.